It's been raining for the last 2 or 3 days, so I wasn't able to get on my board. But today, they say chance of rain, and since weathermen get paid to guess, chance of rain, they're saying it could be, maybe, might, who knows. So I said, you know what? It's a nice day. It seems kind of warm out here. Let me go get on my board. So the video in the past that I made, I talked about how good these wheels are, and I haven't seen any chips in the wheels, where other boards, the wheels was like chunks of the wheel was coming off after the first ride. I had this board for 3 months now, and like 2.5, 3 months now, and I'm noticing that on this wheel here, you can see chunks of it have started to break off of the wheel so far. So chunks are starting to come off on this wheel, but it's only this wheel. I checked the other wheels, and it just seems to be only on this wheel. And I don't really do any hard riding where I'm purposely going through like rough road and trying to ride on grass and stuff like that. But yeah, that wheel there is starting to chip away. But for the 3 months I've been on this board, I really like it. Lady walking dogs, which is always a good thing. But yeah, so I'm over here in Queens in this park, and the walkway in this park, the ground is usually pretty good. The surface is pretty okay to ride a board, not too rough. So I come out here when I want to just sit down, and there's a lake over there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lake, and the ducks are in between these two trees. Let me see if I could get it closer. You'll see some ducks all the way right there. Camera won't focus. There it is. It's trying to focus, but yeah, you see the ducks over there. Sometimes if I have like some old bread, I'll feed the ducks and give it to them. I don't know, it's like, for me, I can't just waste food, and when someone or something else can benefit from what I don't want. So I'll come out and give the ducks some food, whether it's bread or breadcrumbs and stuff like that. But I noticed that the more videos I see on these Chinese skateboards, the more they're trying to change the look and add things to it. And I don't know if that's for the better when it comes to owning an electric skateboard. I can't tell you how satisfied I am with the WOWGO2S. It's like everything I use this board for, it meets my needs. I mean, the only thing that I said that this board, well, the 2 to 3 things that I don't like about this board: the range, and the fact that when you come to a stoplight and you need to stop at a light, the brakes won't lock. And I get it, the brakes won't lock. So if I wanted the brakes to lock, I guess I gotta pay more for the board. I don't know. But the brakes don't lock. You can't push it to turn it on. It's like the remote and the board activate separately. So I see some boards where you turn on the remote and the board turns on. I saw some boards where you push the board and the board automatically turns on. And if you don't move the board in a certain amount of time, it automatically cuts off. Those are features that are on those boards, but they're at a higher price range. And if you was to add all the things that are out there to one board, that board would be pretty pricey. Like the Evolve. What I like about the Evolve is that you could put all-terrain tires on it, which would make it a way more smoother ride. And when I hit rough terrain on this board, oh my goodness, not only am I feeling every rock, but at the same time, it's like my legs start getting tired, and it really makes for a rough ride. So I try to avoid rough terrain at all costs. And because my wheels are starting to chip and chunks are starting to come out of it, I'm trying to do what I can to not have that happen. Because like I said, I'm very lazy. I didn't get a belt driven board for the simple fact that you gotta do maintenance on those boards where you gotta change the belts and stuff like that. I just want to get on my board and ride. But it looks like the more I ride this board, more chunks of the wheel is going to come out, which means I'm going to have to change the wheels. Now, when it comes to a belt-driven board, electric board, I'm going to tell you something. The Evolve was my first choice. I was willing to plunk down $2,100 for an Evolve, and the only reason why I didn't get an Evolve, I'm telling you, I had my card ready. I was ready to place the order. But every time I try to get in contact with somebody from their division, whether it's through email or through phone, nobody returned any of my calls. Nobody reached out to me. No one would pick up the phone after leaving several messages. So what I did was I started to, because I got hooked on the Evolve. I think the Evolve is the best board on the market in the price range. Okay, you're paying a lot, but you're getting a lot as well. So going into it, I was ready to plunk down that money. So because I couldn't get anybody to help me on the Evolve side, I said, let me look around and check out some reviews on some other boards. And I found a couple of boards being reviewed by guys that basically reviewed a bunch of boards, and a lot of them said the WOWGO was the board to get, especially if you're a first timer like I am. So I went out and I bought one WOWGO. Loved it so much I bought a second one in case somebody who comes over to visit wants to ride. We could go riding together. That's how much I love the board. That's how much I like riding this board in particular. So having it be my first board, my starter board, definitely I agree that this is a great starter board when it comes to getting into the electric skateboard and stuff like that. This is definitely a good board to have as a starter. But yeah, I want to thank Evolve for not coming up with for not returning any of my emails or picking up the phone. Not that I would have regretted getting the Evolve, but because I didn't get anybody on the phone to make that purchase, I wound up getting two boards for the price of one, and I had change left over. So whenever I say things happen for reasons, it was a reason why I wasn't able to get anybody on the phone with Evolve, because I wasn't supposed to get that board. I was supposed to get this board, and I bought another board, and on top of that I bought shred lights. So I got the shred lights, I got the rear, and I got the ones in the front. So with all the money I would have spent on the Evolve, I wouldn't have anything left to put any lights on it or anything like that, or we'll get a second board for somebody else who want to ride. So I want to thank you, Evolve, for your not responding to me, because now I think I'm in a better position where I have 2 boards and shred lights for the price of what it would have cost me to buy one of your boards.